Hey, 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 everyone. It is Sunday and we are getting ready to kick this thing off right. Let everyone come in the room to join us because y'all know that's how I get down. There we go. Sorry, y'all. Hold on one second. There we go. Hit the wrong button. Okay, I promise y'all it's not stuck. I just had to go ahead and set everything up like I normally do if y'all are coming to join me on your regularly scheduled programming on a Sunday. Y'all know how it goes. We got to take a couple minutes, pause for the calls, and let everyone come in the room and me grant access to everyone to come in the room. So you all should be watching me now. Hello, and welcome to another beautiful, amazing, fantabulous, the very last Sunday of the year. This is the final episode of the Sunday Sit Down of 2024 with yours truly, Nicole LaTreece. So, welcome. Welcome to my very last experience of the year. Welcome to the Sunday Sit Down with me, Nicole LaTreece, a podcast dedicated to exploring the nuances of personal development, relationships, and the journey to self improvement. Each week, I give it my good old college try to come to you guys and delve deep into meaningful conversations as a means to uncover insights and strategies that help you navigate life's challenges and opportunities. Whether discussing the dynamics of changing relationships, the intricacies of mental health, or the steps towards personal empowerment, this podcast aims to inspire, educate. Oh, sorry. There it is, acting crazy again. Forgive it, y'all. It knows not what it does. Hopefully, everything is back like it needs to be. Sorry. um, this podcast aims to inspire, educate, and empower you, the listeners, to embrace growth and foster a deeper understanding of yourself and others. Thank you first and foremost for joining and committing to be a part of a community which is also committed to personal growth and transformative change. So, tonight, with it being the last episode, last Sunday in 2024, I don't know about y'all, but as for me, I am excited. 2024 can go in the trash with all the rest of the trash on top of it, take it out to the dumpster. The dumpster people come and take it to the landfill, and it's just buried forever wherever it is. That's really the way that I'm feeling right now, just based on my own experiences. But even with all of that said, I do have to say that there is a tremendous amount of, I just really want to say, everything, growth and potential and challenges and opportunities. Like, there's a lot that I have myself gone through in 2024, which makes me super appreciative of, kind of this year in review. The whole purpose of this episode is reflect and renew, embracing the year's lessons for a brighter tomorrow. 2025, at the sound of you hearing this video, is in 2 days, y'all. We only have 2 more days in 2024. But some people will look at those 2 days and be like, well, I still got time to do this, which in a way is true. You do still have time to do something to begin to make a meaningful impact in what your 2025 is going to shape up and look like. Some of you will look up and it's like, dang, I only have 2 more days in 2024 and I didn't do X. I didn't do Y. I didn't even think about Z. You still have 2 more days, just like your former people that I was talking about, to where you can still begin to make the necessary changes, implement whatever plan you had at the beginning of 2024 that you didn't do. You still have an opportunity to kind of look at those things and figure out what is no longer serving you in 2025, and you need to leave it where it is here in 2024, or you need to revamp your plan. You need to renew it and make it where it's going to work for whatever your goals are for 2020. 5. So if you're coming and joining me, let me know who you are. Let me know where you're joining me from. Let me know which one of my channels you are currently watching me on, just so I can be able to start to navigate where my people, where my audience is. Hopefully, y'all everywhere. That's what I'm believing. But we're just going to get right into it. And tonight's discussion, honestly, is just to give you some tools, tips, strategies, points, just kind of some things that I have been extremely mindful of in 2024 on this journey that I am. And I think that the reason my 2024 looked the way that it did was so it could be a living example for me in this moment, where I have to kind of give you guys a recap that hopefully helps you, but it is really based on my own journey. One of the main things that I want to start out and say is it's great. It's a very good idea to incorporate mindfulness into reflecting on this past year. Um, Mindfulness for me, and I hope for you, will be a space where you can give yourself a little bit more grace. To really have to look back and think about like the missteps. I won't say mistakes, the missteps that you took, that kind of deterred you from your plan or your track, or whatever it is you felt like you were going to be by the end of this year, and you're maybe not quite there. It's okay. Mindfulness is also that thing that will put you into a perspective to where you don't have to judge yourself for whatever you did, whatever you didn't do, whatever you did your best, whatever you didn't do your best. You're still here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're watching this episode and you're listening to me and you're participating in this conversation or any future conversations, you've made it. If you guys 2024 was anything like my 2024 was, that is, if I don't take anything else away from all of my experience, I've made it. Given what I went through, given what I experienced, given the decisions that I made, given the things that I walked through with my eyes wide open, because I knew that there was something more and something greater that I needed to learn, even in the lack of other people learning whatever it is that they needed to learn. Some of the assignments, some of the experiences of 2024 was not for other people. It was my assignment to get what I needed to get out of it, to mature in the ways that I needed to mature as a result of it. But the only way that I am able to say I went through that experience and I'm now on the other side and I'm truly grateful for the experience is because I operate in a space of mindfulness. And mindfulness can just be a simple awareness of the things that you actually went through, the things that you actually pursued, the boundaries. Can we say, amen to boundaries now? Like, it's not a foreign concept, at least to me. It's not a curse word. It's not that thing like, we just getting out of Christmas. I got a kid, so we watched The Grinch, and the one with, I think, was it Jim Carrey? One of those. The Grinch couldn't even get the word Christmas out without, almost making himself feel ill. And for some people, like, that may be what you're feeling. Like, there are certain things that you're not willing to call into existence. There are things that you're not willing to, like, be like, okay, I need this to come up out of me. I need this to, not be a negative part of what I've experienced in 2024. Mindfulness is the thing for me that I'm able to smile even through all the things that I've been through, and look at 2025 to say, okay, less of that, more of this. That can stay there. This can come with me, tucked into the suitcase, or in my inside jacket pocket, wherever you need it to be, until you're ready to pull it out or until it's ready to pop out on boys and show, what needs to be shown. But whatever it is, practice a state of mindfulness. I haven't even gotten into the points. This is just to, like I said, give you guys a little bit of perspective into me and my journey and where I've come from, where I've been, where I currently am, and where it is that I'm going. But these are the next things that I'm about to say are some thoughtful points to bring your attention to. Because what you don't pay attention to, you don't know how it's serving you. You don't know if it's something that you need to let go. You don't know if it's somebody that you need to let go. You're not going to know fully how it aligns with you or if it's meant to be a part of your purpose, your plan, your path, your journey if you don't pay attention to it. But I'm having this conversation as a means to help you bring your attention to those things, to help you view your year more positively. There are a lot of negative things that happen every year. And when we're in the midst of certain things, we can view them as very negative things because either we don't understand why we went through that, we don't understand why it happened to us, we don't understand why people would do certain things to us, we don't understand why we did our best and we ended up losing that job. We don't know why we're good at this, but nobody's calling us for that specific thing. We don't know why we have all these gifts, but there's like nothing that's producing as a result of all the gifts that we have. Like that's literally a whole bunch of what my review and my reflection of 2024 has been. But I'm finding that looking at what I once thought was negative with a more positive perspective, it helps me to face it easier, regardless of whatever the challenge was. You've encountered it, but you've also endured it because you're still here listening to me have this conversation with you now. And that's powerful. So, the first point I want to talk about is gratitude reflection. Take the time. A lot of us, well, a lot of y'all, I can't say us because I don't do this. I'm a very, I'm the type of person I like to write stuff out, right? Because if I write it out, it lives somewhere. So, if I ever need to go back to it, I have an exact point of reference for whatever reason that thing is right there. So, gratitude reflection, list out moments, people, or achievements that you're grateful for the past year. Like I just had a very dear friend that for this whole year, it's like our roller coasters have been parallel to one another. Excuse me. And there are a lot of similar experiences that we went to. It started out and my roller coaster was a little bit ahead of his. And then we started to experience the same things, and then my roller coaster, I feel, has kind of smoothed out, but his roller coaster, from my perspective, has been in a dip. I don't want my friend to be in a dip. He been in that dip for too long. So I challenged him in this last week to say, write out 10 wins that you feel like you've had in life. For some of you, this may need to be something that you do year over year, every 6 months maybe, whatever works for you as a means to keep everything in a positive perspective. There are so many things in life that are thrown at us that are meant to take us out, meant to take us down, meant to take us off our path, um, meant to cause us to forget who the F we are. But if you take the time to have the gratitude reflection and list out those things that you're grateful for, gratitude can shift focus from what's missing or negative to what's present and positive. Because if you only focus on the negative, negative is all you will see. Negative is stress. Negative is confusion. Negative is ambiguity. Negative is um, misunderstandings. Negative is talking down on yourself, talking down on others. Um, there are so many things that could be considered negative. you could type extra ones in the chat. Like I said, I try not to be negative, so I don't have a whole lot of them to put in there, but or to mention now. But what I've shared just in that moment was a lot of the things that I've looked at to be negative for 2024. But even before 2024 is done, once I was able to navigate out of specific situations and experiences, I can look back now and say, you know what? I'm low key grateful that that was a part of the experience. I ain't grateful that it happened. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not grateful that it happened by no means, but I am grateful for what that experience has taught me. I'm grateful for what that situation has led me to pursue or to focus on. I'm grateful for the people who were a part of that journey, even when I felt I was at the lowest of the low or experiencing the worst of the worst. I'm thankful for the fact that I am now a immunizing pharmacy technician and I know where it is that I'm going. I'm grateful. For some of y'all, that just needs to be the bottom line. I'm grateful. That's it. That's the post. Put it on a shirt coming soon. So the next point is lessons learned. This one is a difficult one for a lot of to be able to learn because been privy to it too, but I really try to make sure that that's not where I'm at. But there are many of you that are experiencing life, but I feel you're not learning the lessons that life is trying to teach you. I even had a conversation with a really good friend last night and walking around knowing what's best for everybody else, knowing what everybody else should be doing, what they should be saying, how they should be feeling, how they should be spending their money, whatever you feel you know about somebody else, turn that around and ask yourself, do I know that for myself as well? Because I'm pretty sure that there are challenges and setbacks that you yourself have experienced, are experiencing, and will experience in the future. But if you don't learn the lessons are going to be taught either way, whether they are taught directly in a manner in which you can see it and learn what you need to learn from it, or as a result of, and this was the conversation with my friend, that it's going to be put in somebody else's way, whether it's your kids, whether it's your best friend. Like I said, me and my best friend, our situations were running parallel, like literally identical. But where I was within my journey of healing was a little bit ahead of where he arrived on his roller coaster, but I know what his roller coaster looks like because I was just in that part of my own roller coaster. So now with the lessons that I've learned, I can offer insight. I can also offer reflections that I've had in my own experience as a means to be able to try to help him, try to get him off the roller coaster if that's what the assignment is, or to give him encouragement that, hey, you may need to ride this track just a little bit longer. But where I am now, I pray that you get there as well. Or jump over. Maybe you need to get into my smooth roller coaster. I don't know what it is, but just remember when it comes to lessons learned, every challenge or setback is an opportunity for growth. We are evolutionary creatures. Every single thing that we go through is meant to teach us something, either something about ourselves, something about our relationships, something about the people that we interact with. It's meant to teach us something. So I invite you to reflect on what you've learned, not just what you've endured. We as humans were also built to endure. We've been around on this earth for God only knows how long, and He's really the only one who knows how long. So you're capable of enduring, but let's elevate a little bit and learn from what we've endured and understand how these lessons can empower you moving forward. Because I'm telling you, if you don't learn the lesson, it's going to come back around. and around and around and until you're ready to get off that hamster wheel by learning the lesson that you need to learn. That's where you're always going to stay. But when you're ready to get off that wheel, hi, my name is Nicole. I'm a certified elevation mind coach. It could be that simple. Or you may actually need a licensed professional. I had one, matter of fact, too. There's nothing wrong with seeking out therapy to help you to be able to process some lessons that you may actually need to learn. Next one is resilience building. If you're here, you have overcome. If you have overcome any of your challenges, negative experiences, or setbacks in 2024, congratulations. You have a sense of resilience about you. If you didn't have the best upbringing, if you faced extreme challenges, or you come from a single parent home, or have domestic issues, or whatever the case may be, congratulations. You have the ability to build resistance. I'm sorry, resilience. And you know what that looks like. But take the time to specifically look at this year and how you've been able to overcome any challenges within this year, cuz and I want to put it in the current perspective of this year, because after so long, I feel like we tend to forget, or we tend to devalue just what our resilience looks like. If you've been homeless and now you have a home, you're resilient. If you've been heartbroken before and you still look forward to love, you're resilient. If you've lost a child and you now have the opportunity to raise another child, whether it's your own naturally, you adopted, whatever the case may be, you went through some resilience in order to be able to get on the other side. I just want to encourage you to acknowledge your strength in being so resilient, because it takes strength to navigate through tough times and not give up. It also reinforces your ability to handle future difficulties. 'Cause I don't know if y'all know, but there's still going to be more difficulties in the future. There's going to be difficulties in 2025. There's going to be difficulties in 2026. There's going to be difficulties in 2027, and so on. Hell, if you decided in listening to any of my videos, you're ready to elevate your mindset, you're ready to stop procrastinating, you're ready to stop looking to everyone else for everything else, you're ready to get your life in order, it's going to be some difficulties that come with that decision, because you're changing, you're evolving, you're deciding to not be the same. And I'm telling y'all, in some of the conversations that I be having with people off camera, it's just in the moment when I'm talking to them, I can put it into words, right? But then trying to convey it or articulate or translate to you guys now, just so you can like have the insight of that experience, is crazy. So I was talking to a really good friend last night, and this was our first time reconnecting in quite some time. And we were just talking about, like, it's a lot of people in this world who try to claim that they're different, or they're on something different, or they're about something different. But when you have people like me who kind of operate differently, for real, those same people that say that they want different, own different, do different, are different, no, y'all not. Y'all doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, but y'all just can't see it because you're the same. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. And in me having that mindset, because it's not even just me confirming it, it's other people. There's a level of resilience that I have to have with that, because I can always fall into what other people are doing as a means to be a part of the status quo, right? I can always, if it makes me go back to The Wiz. You know how, like, when she was dancing and then the colors were changing when she got there, it was yellow. Then he said he wanted green. Then he said it was gold. Like, I could fall in to what other people are doing, but then that makes me feel like I'm living outside of my own experience. That makes me feel like all the resilience that I built up through my life's experiences prior to that mean nothing because I'm trying to do what everybody else is doing just for the sake of feeling, I don't even know. I can't say comfortable because it's their level of comfort. It's not mine. My resilience outside of that got me to a space of what my level of comfort is. And if my level of comfort is not the same as yours, all right, well, maybe you have to go on the journey of being resilient to get to this point, or I just have to be comfortable in the resilience of being true to myself and letting the right people who are meant for me come. But either way, there's going to be future difficulties in the decision to grow and to elevate. And that's what my journey of life is all about. So the next point is joyful moments. I'm not going to lie. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but for me, I actually struggle being able to have real joyful moments. Like a couple weeks ago, I even prayed to God. I was like, God, I just want my joy back. I don't even know, up until that point, what gave me joy because for the past almost 4 years now, next month will be 4 years. I have been on a journey of transition, unlike nobody's business, with separation, divorce, relocating back to my hometown of Tulsa, being mm, alone, if you will, meaning, not having necessarily someone to rely on to facilitate the normal parts of my life, not financial or anything like that. Cause that stuff, it don't matter to me. It helps, but that's not like what brought me joy when it came to relationships and stuff like that, like intimate relationships. So it's just like now for the past, kind of 4 years, I've been on a path of my own to figure out what makes me joyful because my kid ain't even here either. So literally, I'm in a position where it's just like, all right, you got to figure out your own stuff. You got to figure out what's actually going to give you joy. So, since I'm still working on that, I tapped into my future self to try to figure out like what can I say to you guys to be able to help you in that part cuz joy is important. Joy surpasses just happiness to me. Happiness is like what you can find externally of yourself, right? What other people may contribute to be able to make you happy. Joy for me right now is my swing out class. Like I go up in there, y'all can't tell me nothing, baby. Even if I mess up, all right, it is what it is. But that particular environment, that particular moment, and I practice at home. So it's like I do it at work too. Like this is how I'm telling you the level of joy around swing out is building because if I can take the happiness, the apples is out. If I can take the happiness that I feel in my swing out studio with my instructors, with my classmates, learning what I need to learn. And I'm now in the advanced class, y'all. A month in, I'm in the advanced class. Oh man, it's a wonderful feeling. But if I can understand that that is a joyful moment for me, and then when I come home, I can practice. That means what? I don't just have to do it only in class. I can do it in my own natural environment as well. And then when I be at work filling prescriptions behind the counter where can't nobody see me, I can do it there too as a means to just uplift my spirit. Like this is what my joy of swing out actually genuinely, authentically looks like. So, in describing all of that to you, I did do what I'm about to say. Take the time to recall moments of joy and laughter that you've had throughout the year. I have not laughed a lot in 2024. I haven't, but I have moments of joy to help me be okay with lack of moments of laughter in this year. Either way, whether it's you figuring out the moments that gave you joy or the moments of laughter that you were able to have, both can provide a more balanced perspective on your overall experience throughout the year. Now, I just have to say, like, y'all have to want to recall 2024. If your 2024 was terrible, if it was garbage, if you feel like me, it should be thrown in the trash, there's still something that you have to lend your recollection to as a means to figure out, okay, this is how 2024 went. I'm cool with these things. I love this about 2024. I was joyful about this in 2024. That can go with me in 2025. But if you have anything negative, if you have anything that was hurtful, if you have anything that puts you into a space of resentment, leave it in 2024. Lovingly leave the people that you need to in 2024, as well as a means to facilitate your elevated level of personal growth. And that takes me to my next point, personal growth. Create the opportunity to facilitate discussion on personal growth and development. Talk about it. How have you grown in 2024? What experiences have you had in 2024? What did those experiences lend to you? What did they give to you? What did they provide for you for your personal growth in 2024? And if y'all unfortunately are like any of some of the other people I know personally that don't feel like they're growing or they haven't grown in 2024, I wish y'all the best. Because if you're not recognizing your own personal growth, then you're just willing to stay stagnant. Personal growth is a choice, it's an investment. You know what I'm saying? We talk about all this money, all these opportunities to invest in retirement and Bitcoin and all of this other stuff. If we would take the time to invest in our own sense of personal growth, in the same manner in which we invest financially, this world may act place. Conversations between men and women, which is one of the sole purposes of the Sunday sit down, would be better. There may be more understanding. There may be more clarity. Hell, there may be more love in this world so people like me aren't starved for it. But you gotta invest in it to be able to get that ROI, that good old return on investment. What you put in is what you get out. Good in, you should get good out. But ask yourself, like, and get specific. I just talked about, how have you grown in various ways, but you need to literally ask yourself, self, how have I grown emotionally? Some of y'all need to ask self, have I even grown emotionally? Or you may need to actually ask somebody else if you're not sure, if you're not tapped into your emotions. You may need to say, self, how have I grown intellectually? What books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? What actual conversations are you engaging in with people who don't talk like you, who have different life experiences from you? Those are all things that help to grow your intellectual capabilities. Self, how have I grown spiritually throughout this year? Spiritually does not just mean like straight religion, Catholic, Christian, Baptist, Buddhist, whatever. It's Spiritually, you are a spiritual being going through a human experience. That's Oprah's, not mine, but it resonates so deeply with me. There is a very essence to who you are that can never be replicated or duplicated, even in your offspring. Every year, spiritually, there should be something that you are trying to get closer to, whether it is an actual religion form, whether it is a spiritual practice, or whether it is your connection with yourself and other people. How have you done that this year? Also, you should be evolving in the things that you're capable of. So, what new skills or knowledge have you acquired? Like I said, I'm an accountant by trade. I've been doing accounting for like 9 years. I got into pharmacy as a part-time job. But just because it's part-time, it doesn't mean that it's not going to get full-time effort and intention, to where now I give immunizations. All right, I'm studying for my national certification. All right, the Lord has confirmed and put on my heart pharmacy school is coming. 2026. I'm applying. Y'all heard it here. Those are all new skills. I didn't know anything about pharmacology when I first started. And I didn't approach it as though it was just a job. It's something that I'm actually going to do and I'm actually going to pursue. What about you? If you feel like it, drop it in the chat. Let me know. How have you grown in 2024? The next one is community and relationships. Reflect on the roles that different relationships and community involvement have played in your life over the year. Um, yeah, your community is important. Your community, it matters. Sometimes it can be literally your external community. Like my community is the city of Tulsa and, Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, Chicago, like wherever you are, it can be that sense of community. Maybe you need to get out there and start mixing and mingling and seeing how your impact can be had in such a broader space. Or maybe you could be like me and it can be your immediate community, meaning your friends and family. Every relationship that I have to some degree has taken a hit in 2024. Some are still around, some are hanging by a thread, some are no longer existing, some are like they never even happened. Hey, don't judge me. Whatever I need to progress forward is what I'm going to have to do. How have the connections that you have currently, how have they supported you? And how can you continue to nurture those relationships? Nurture what nurtures you, water what waters you, plant on good soil. So whatever needs to grow can actually grow and produce and bear good fruit. Sorry, my church transformation, the word of the year is fruit. The Lord put that, right there, not me. This next one, y'all should know is my favorite. I do videos on it every now and again. I just put one up yesterday. Mindful moments. Mindful moments have to be intentional. They cannot be haphazard. They cannot be afterthoughts. They have to be a real part of your focus in order for them to do what it is that they're going to do. Mindful moments should call you to live within the present. If, like me, you have experienced a year that has had a lot of just all over the place, ups, downs, in betweens, all arounds, being mindful can lend way to so many things. It can allow you to look at your body and say, okay, I'm feeling something. Where exactly am I feeling what I'm feeling? I have a headache, but is it really coming from something in my head or is it coming as a result of something that's produced in my body and the way that it's manifesting itself? it's through my head with a headache. Maybe my body hurts, but it's not my whole body. Let me take a mindful moment, just close my eyes, scan oh, it's my heart. My heart is broken, my heart is aching. I need to cry, but I can't let it out, and that's what would make my heart feel better. Take the opportunity to identify moments where you felt fully engaged in the present within this year. Like, when were you really paying attention to what was going on in your life within this year? And once you start to develop those mindful moment practices, when you get to this time of the year, when it's the end of the current year and before you move into another one, that process of increasing your mindfulness can set you up for a crazy way to look at the new year, cuz whatever your mind is focusing on, wherever your mind leads, your body and your life follows. But if you're not mindful, you can't see what's actually going on. You can't see what it is that you actually need to do. You can't really see how you may have hurt those people, whether intentional or unintentional. It's about how someone feels. And I'm not saying for you to take on how that person feels, but I'm asking you, I'm encouraging you to engage in more mindful moments so that way you can have a better understanding of your impact in your world around you. Because we all just planets orbiting around each other. Sometimes our gravitational pull is off kilter and we end up, kind of smacking into one another and then getting back in rotation, or we graze a little too close to it. Whatever the case may be, mindful moments will help you to be able to orbit just a little bit better in your world. Next one is setting intentions for the new year. A lot of people like to call this resolutions. Y'all know y'all ain't gonna keep y'all resolutions. Like, let's just be all the way honest. Like, I don't mean to discourage anybody, but all I can do is just be honest, right? And I do it with love, like for real, for real. Um, y'all not gonna keep these resolutions. One, the resolutions that most people make, in dealing with the clients that I deal with, there are a lot of unrealistic resolutions because you don't know what your intentions are. Sometimes you guys make resolutions that are going to be in the benefit of other people. Your resolutions ain't meant to benefit nobody other than you, because if you're working on your own self improvement as a means to set your intentions for the year, whatever someone else is meant to get as a result of you setting the proper intentions for yourself, they'll reap those natural benefits. It's like I said just a minute ago, plant on good soil. You need to be the good soil. And some of you guys resolution is just it's not that. We got the weight loss resolutions, we got the lofty, I'm just going to live right. Okay, if you going to live right, how you going to live right when you dead wrong? And you don't even know how you dead wrong. Maybe instead of traditional resolutions, we need to start using that word intentions. These are my intentions for 2025. Because if I don't uphold my own intentions, I am not a person of integrity. I don't believe in being of my word. And anything else that follows could be to the detriment or negative impact of other people. Mindful intentions for the new year that align with your values and the lessons that you've learned in this year. Imma let that one sit there for just a second. Imma say hi to some of my people. Miss Diva 1129. Hey, Marcus, Sid, oh, Big Head. What's up, Maurice? Long time no here, sir. Love more R&B. Thank you for joining. Maurice, thank you, sir. It's been a long time. Saying that you're proud of me means a lot. Love you too, man. We gotta reconnect. Queen Son, what's going on? Hey, Michael. Y'all, my younger brother is in here. And when I tell y'all, I am so proud of him. He is doing some amazing things. Even in everything that I'm talking about right now, just like this year in review, I have been singing his praises and just genuinely in awe of him. Like, I remember when he and his twin brother were born, and it's just like, "Oh, dang, these 2 little ninjas done messed up my birthday because they were born the day before mine. But just in, like, this whole year review of being able to see what my brother Michael Turrentine has done with his acting and podcast hosting, and y'all, he was in a whole actual show and didn't tell me about it, which I'm still a little perturbed, but I'm glad that I got to see him, like, and then just all of the, kind of challenges that are coming his way that he's fighting through with mindfulness and, just the right heart posture and everything. Michael, I love you. This is your flowers moment. So he said, I've been fighting through the roughest year of medical issues I've never had, and I found out, oh, I've ever had, and I found out that I'm even stronger than I originally thought I was. Boy, you are a Turrentine, Sylvan Nichols, Saunders descendant. Yes, we are stronger than what we thought we were. And you do have us. Literally anything that you need. Hey, let me know. I'll drive 9.5 hours to get there. I don't like to fly. But he said he has the best community getting him through it and is still living life to the fullest as an artist. Yes, you are. I love you too, y'all. That was a little moment for my little brother. But it's true. Like, being able to, I think that's one of my biggest issues, and I started this book, it's called Dream Bigger, and it's like 100 days of being able to do it, because if I had to just, like, read the book and implement it right off the bat, I know I wouldn't be able to do it, and it kinda goes into a part of me setting my intentions for 2025. Being able to do smaller things to accomplish your overall goal for whatever 2025 is, you're more likely to achieve it by having the goal for the year. All right, in January, I'm going to do this. February, I'm going to do this. March, and so on. You have more small steps that you can take to actually be able to achieve it. E.T. Eric Thomas is one of the people that I follow. And one of the things that he said that has stuck with me, small steps cover great distances. You don't have to come out the gate of 2025 with all the intentions in the world. Even if you make a list of all these resolutions and things for 2025 and you don't achieve anything but 2 of them, that's still an accomplishment. We just need to work together, I as your life coach, and you as the client, to figure out how can we make this a little bit more realistic so it can be tangible, so it can be a means to foster a more sustainable and meaningful approach to personal goals. Intentions, not resolutions. We're not doing no new resolutions in 2025. Y'all come to me with resolutions, I'm gonna temporarily snooze you for about 30 days. And then I'm gonna come back to you and be like, okay, are you ready to set your new intentions for February 2025 and so on? All right, let's do that. And then the last one is one that it's kind of difficult for me because I've never ever really thought about, I'm not a compassionate person to myself. I am compassionate to everyone else. I am very understanding of other people and what it is that they go through and all of that. But I don't know why, but for other people that I've talked to who possess the same characteristic, quality, whatever, Like, it's very difficult to understand that you haven't been kind to yourself, even amidst all the things that you've gone through in your life. Like, for me, everything I've gone through is not my fault. I didn't do something per se to set that thing in motion. I didn't do something in any particular way, most cases, for it to specifically happen the way that it did. In dealing with other people, you can't control the outcome when you give them the ability to be in the space of what may happen. But for me, I'm like, but why me? Why did it happen? What did I do? Like that kind of, but really used to be my first thought process. But it's just like now, given what I went through in 2024, everything that I experienced impact me truly deeply. But it put me into a perspective of I'm no longer asking why me or what did I do. It's self compassion of, well, this happened. It didn't have to happen to me. This happened, but I still loved that person how I felt it was in my power to love them. Hell, some people I love y'all beyond even that. Even if I'm not talking to y'all, like that don't mean that the love that I have for you is gone anywhere. It's just not activated anymore. But sometimes in those situations and sometimes like this is like one of the things that 2024 has really taught me. I need to stop looking at everybody else. I need to find spaces and moments in the midst of what I'm going through and experiencing to have compassion for myself. Because if I had to walk away from a situation, there's a reason why I had to walk away from that situation. The hurt is the hurt nonetheless. But now, on the other side of no longer being in that situation, I now have to put myself in a space of compassion. That's difficult to do when you've never looked at yourself as a need to have compassion. For some people, it's not self compassion. Maybe you need to be more kind to yourself. Maybe you need to be more gentler with yourself. Maybe you need to find out how to love yourself to make your 2025 be brighter. There's a podcast, not a podcast, there's an episode I saw or a video I saw on Instagram, and it was a guy he was talking about for the next 6 months, be selfish. Now there's a level, and my therapist, Dr. Jonathan Pons, confirmed it, so I don't care what none of y'all say. But there is such thing as a healthy level of selfishness. If you don't practice the healthy level of selfishness, you can't create the moment and the spaces to figure out what it is that you really need, what it is that you really want, what it is that really drives you, what it is that really fuels you, what your purpose really is, and what level of self compassion you may actually need to operate in to facilitate your journey of healing. If anybody leaves you, and now this is 11-year-old Nicole talking from 40-year-old Nicole's perspective, because in 2024, I had to put myself in a deeper level of self compassion because I became aware that I was affected from abandonment issues from my dad not being in my life, but my abandonment issues transformed into my intimate relationship spaces. And for the longest time, it took me a minute to realize why it transformed, right? Because it's like that shouldn't make any sense. If I have abandonment issues from my dad, I'm not looking for no daddy and any boyfriend, fiance, husband. Like I never have been. I don't need no daddy. I have one father. My dad is passed. That's it. but there was still something that was directly connecting my correlation with intimate relationship spaces with males to the original relationship space that I had with my dad. Only way I could figure that out was to be way more compassionate, way more kind, way more gentle to 11-year-old Nicole that was still on the inside of me, wanting to talk to someone about this. And when my therapist put me through the exercise of writing a letter, 11-year-old Nicole to 40-year-old Nicole, it says so many things in motion. But the reason why the correlation is what it is because I did not feel as though my dad fought for me. I didn't know all the ins and outs. I was a kid. It's not my place to know all the ins and outs. But I am your child. And there's a whole lot now that I know that I didn't know then, and I don't blame either of my parents. It is what it is. But it transformed into my adult intimate relationship spaces because that is the only experience that I feel where someone, a male, would have to fight for me and it means something. Like, don't get me wrong, I have male friends. One of my best friends, he's watching this now. And, we talk all the time about a whole bunch of stuff. I got my brother, I have other male friends, male cousins, stuff like that. I have male energy in my life. But none of that male energy hits the same as it does in a intimate romantic relationship space because it hit how it hit in the first one. So now having that understanding, I have to have a little bit more compassion self to say it's okay that you're still working through and you're still processing through these things. You just came to this awareness this year. Rome wasn't built in a day. Healing doesn't happen in a second. Give yourself time. Be more compassionate with yourself and don't look at it as a shortcoming. It's just a part of the journey. And since we're talking about how to look at everything that you have gone through within this year to make sure or to look at 2025 with a brighter perspective, I implore you, yes, I used implore, to visualize a positive 2025. Hopefully, your apples, see, I just said that. Hopefully, your apples, your cheeks will gush up from the positive things that you're looking to in 2025. And visualization, it doesn't really happen with your eyes open. You have to take a moment, come join me on the couch, sit down next to me, close your eyes. What do you see for yourself in 2025? How do you see your 2025 shaping up? Who will you be in 2025? How will you lead in 2025? What legacy are you going to start to leave in 2025? And what are you leaving in 2024? Because you can't know what your 2025 is going to fully look like holding on, I'm sorry, to anything that doesn't serve you or doesn't belong with you into the new year. And for some of y'all, I need y'all to get all the way honest with yourself and that person you might be sitting and or laying next to. If you do not see growth, if you do not see goodness, if you do not see faithfulness, if you do not see gentleness, if you do not see joy, if you do not see kindness, you do not see self control. We have been talking about the fruits of the Spirit in church. If you don't see those things in your life, or with that person being in your life, lovingly leave them where they are. I don't know about y'all, but for me in 2025, that's what it is. Like I said in my video, I am willing to meet people where they are. And I mean that wholeheartedly with every fiber of my being because I did it in 2024. I am willing to love you all, the people that I meet, that I engage with, that I encounter, that I communicate, that I conversate with. I will love y'all along the way, but lovingly, if where y'all are going, what y'all are trying to do, what y'all are on is out of alignment with what my future says it's gonna be, what Dr. Nicole LaTreece writes, Farm D, I told y'all that's gonna be my signature, is going to be lovingly. I have to leave y'all where y'all are. I don't know about y'all, but I am thoroughly encouraged by being able to have this conversation with you. Like I said at the top of the conversation, this is the last episode of 2024 for the Sunday Sit Down with yours truly, Nicole LaTreece. Y'all can catch me on all, well, not all, because I'm not, I'm going to stop saying that. You can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if y'all know me in real life, hey, let's link up. Let's start making some of these plans and start making our future become now, starting in 2025. I hope that these points really help y'all to be able to conduct a mindful review of your year 2024. Focus on the positives and the growth that you've experienced. Let it set the stage for a hopeful and proactive approach to 2025. I'm not taking no breaks off. Y'all will catch me in the new year. First episode, January 5th. We're going to have a New Year's edition where we are talking about setting our intentions for the year. We not doing no resolutions. Mm-mm. Intentions, intentional intentions. So until then, I love each and every one of y'all. Thank you for everyone who came to join me, who said hello, who engaged with me in this conversation. Like it really means a lot to me. Please, please, please make sure that you like, you follow, you share, send this to anybody who you feel needs some encouragement to walk into their 2025 with their head held high, chest out, or maybe y'all need to swing out into 2025. Come on, studio, etc. Like, yeah, but that's just me. So until next Sunday, as always, please go out. Look forward to living a good life filled with real love and all of the above. So until January 5th, same bad time, same bad channel. I love y'all and I wish y'all a very peaceful, happy, and